Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scott's Sports Time. So, what we got for you today is going to talk a little bit more about the Ty Cobb suspension. It's the end of it right here. So, on May 19th, 1912, American League President Van Johnson threatened to permanently ban the Detroit Tigers, the whole team, from Major League Baseball. He took this hardline stance to force the team to take the field after they went on strike to protest Hall of Famer Ty Cobb's suspension. Day before, they had like college players or something out there playing, and they lost 24-2. So on May 15th, which I'm talking about, Detroit Tigers star Ty Cobb went into the stands in New York and beat a heckling fan. Excuse me. In response, Van Johnson suspended him indefinitely, which sparked immense anger among Cobb's teammates. In a show of solidarity, the Detroit players refused to play their next game against the Philadelphia Athletics on May 18, 1912. The Tigers fielded a roster of hastily recruited amateur and college players, leading to a humiliating 24-2 loss. Postgame. So realizing the severe disruption this strike caused to the league, Van Johnson intervened. He met with the actual Detroit players and management, threatening that if they did not suit up for their next scheduled game, the franchise would be banned from professional baseball for life. Cobb ultimately pressured his teammates to return, and his suspension was reduced to 10 days, allowing the season to continue without the ban. So he went from indefinitely to 10 days. That's quite a jump right there, isn't it? So these two have had, during their years, Van Johnson, the American League president, and Ty Cobb have had a couple of roundabouts here. So after that, in 1912 and 1922, Johnson frequently disciplined Ty Cobb. For example, he suspended Cobb and fined him for incidents like kicking and protesting controversial calls on the field, though Johnson was also quick to defend Cobb against cheating or throwing matches when he felt the integrity of the American League was under attack. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe have a spoiled kid or something like that, but sounded like to me Cobb was one of the best hitters in the league, in the game ever, but sound like Johnson's couldn't control him. Like you have a bad kid, and you're like, well, but you didn't want to get rid of Cobb because he's great for the league and stuff. So it is kind of, what are you gonna do, right? You got to back him up and everything. So in 1926, late in their careers, Cobb and Tress Speaker were implicated in a 1919 game-fixing scandal. Newly appointed baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis ultimately granted them both amnesty. Van Johnson vehemently disagreed with this decision, leading to a massive power struggle between the league president and the commissioner, which ultimately diminished Johnson's authority and forced his resignation in 1927. Back then, what was it, the 1919 Black Sox and everything like that? There was a lot of that going on, right? So was Cobb involved in any of that? I can't say yes or no because I don't know for sure, but it sounded like his name kept popping up, whether it was good or bad. Tress Speaker, another one of the great hitters. So Van Johnson gave his resignation in 27 after the new commissioner, just gave him amnesty over all this stuff. And back then, of course, they didn't have internet and stuff, so they couldn't. It wasn't that easy to track all this stuff down and figure it out. And you're dealing back then with a lot of mobsters and gangs like that, so you could step your foot in the wrong door and end up in trouble yourself. So anyway, that's how that ended, right? All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. As always, I'm putting the scores, I think, over here. That scores will be from the May 18th games. All right, guys, have a great day, great night, whatever the case may be. We'll see you next time.